Okay, in today's video we got a live gameplay example of build-up play. The biggest request I'm getting is not only defending, people are struggling with build-up play, so I wanted to go over that. The first thing I wanted to say to you is the R1 button, normally I don't advise it normally. When you press the R1 button you bring players close, it actually invites more pressure. Whereas if you do the opposite and you press the L1 button, it creates space. Why? Is because when you trigger a player, someone's moving away from you, and then a player gets dragged with it. So you can see if I move these players forward, it's just going to create more space into these middle areas. And of course, when you do an L1 trigger, you can push a player forward like so, etc, etc. But what I would say is the R1 button, should I say, you can use it, but only use it to bring a player just to get the ball, like here. Like I want someone to get the ball up, like come close to me to get the ball, and that is it. Don't actually let the player come towards you, because when you do that, you invite more pressure in. So that's one thing I wanted to mention just briefly, because I know people have been asking me, because everyone knows normally I don't advocate using that. I use the L1 button, that's it. The second option is creative runs. You can direct where you want the player to run. So you want that player to go upwards, or you want that player to come towards you or go like that way. You can just request it with the player with the creative runs button. So that is something else that I wanted to mention to you as well. So like if I want Lorente to go down here, let's say I want Lorente to go down there, I can ask him to go down. So you can use those creative and directed runs to combine together. But to be honest, most of the time a simple L1 will suffice. Just do the simple L1 trigger here, and a lot of the time, realistically speaking, it's more than enough. If you want to get better at FC24, I do have an FC24 FIFA School Series. But before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund you your money? I can say that because I've been running this school for many years and thousands of people have already joined and even stay on. We go over complete in-depth gameplay tutorials showing you the theory of it and then showing you gameplay examples in a structured format. Unlike my YouTube channel, they're in a progressive learning system, teaching you everything from the core mechanics to the meta so you can get better as a whole, with explanations that go beyond the scope of my YouTube channel. FC School has already started with new videos coming out every single week. These videos will adjust to the recent patches and updates so you can stay up to date and ahead of your competition. So come join thousands of others in a mature community for those looking to get better. Patreon.com/nilguides or click the link down below. Now when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos, more than my YouTube channel in fact, with new FC24 videos getting added constantly so you never run out of content. Remember, the biggest mistake people make is they spend thousands of dollars on FIFA points every single year thinking a team will make them better. But it won't. But now it's time for you to make that change. And don't forget, if you don't get better after 1 month, just send me a message and I'll refund your money. That is the Nil Guides guarantee. Patreon.com/nilguides. Link is down below in the description, or click on the pinned comment below. What I'd recommend is going over here. Then I believe it's trainer. You want to show the trainer and you want to turn the directed runs indicator on. And then you can turn some of these other stuff on, but yeah, you want to turn it on, directed run indicator on, and that way you can see which way the player is going. Sometimes it glitches out, it doesn't work, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. So if you're struggling to create attack and build up play, that is one solution as well. So I like to go with this typical 1-2. So this is the way that I build up. I create the space, and it just depends what formation you use. I mean, the 4-2-3-1 I would say is one of the most easiest options to use, just because of the way it's set up. It actually makes it very, very easy for you to use it, because you have two ceilings that sit deeper, and therefore it just makes it much more easier for you to. So when you're building up, I'll explain to you what I mean when I get this ball back here. When I'm building up, you can see that the pressure is being applied to me. And look at the cop camera angle. You see how I can see everything on the pitch. So you can always use hug the sidelines as well, create even more space. So let's say you're really struggling and you can't get through. As long as you break the first initial press, then your opponent's going to be susceptible. As you can see, my opponent here is being so aggressive, more in the midfield area, that he's actually committing so many players forward that once I break the first line of defense, or the first line of attack in his case, it's very easy to then take the rest of the team out. So you can see here, and also observe what formation. See, my opponent here is using a 4-3-2-1. So I know the wide, so I know I can kill my opponent on the wide area. So you see I get the ball to my goalkeeper. And again, don't panic. You can see that here, I can see the player in the middle. I can see the over-committing of the press. And because the player is playing a 4-3-3, I don't want this player to leave now. Someone's going to deliberately walk away here. But because the player is playing a 4-3-2-1, it's much easier for you. It's much easier, should I say, to break through the gaps. So it depends what formation you do play. I normally, if I try to match it, I'm going to use a 4-3-2-1. This is what makes it difficult. If you try to match the formation, it makes it more difficult for yourself. So I'm going to kick the ball out of play here. So you can see here, I've actually matched the formation. So technically when I'm speaking, when I have the ball, it will be kind of player for player. You see that? And you can see it's very risky, but you can kind of weasel your way out of those situations. The key thing with this game is being patient. You really, because most people realistically are just they're just spamming Trivellas like that. This is literally what they're doing. So most people, I would say, are not really they're kind of getting away with just getting on counter attacks, and you want to make sure it doesn't happen. The second thing you can do, one of my favorite things, is triggering a player much early and trying to find them along. And I think with this precision lob pass as well, you can find them in places and you can create these 3v2 situations. It's going to defend this here. Oh my god, that player did that thing where you kind of knock the ball going forward and move the goalkeeper across over there. I'm going to bring our goalkeeper out. So the goalkeeper said, if you want to see more videos like this build-up play example, make sure you do check out my Patreon series. And I'm expecting a Trivela here, so I'm just going to go early and slide. That was just to block that angle out. He's the running jockey here. Musiala, very good card he is. The angle out towards goal. Got to be careful because deflections here, like in rebounds, are like very, very bad this year. So you want to be very, very careful about where you're going. Try to keep your team in position. Like here, L1 triggers. Then the second thing you can do here is a player lock. Now, player lock allows you to control a player off the ball. I'm going to go over a tactical foul here. I'm going to move the goalkeeper ever so slightly, just a little bit. And that was it. I knew that player was going to do something different this time. The player wouldn't do the same thing. I'm going to run out over here. But you can see a player lock is a really good way because you can trigger a player and then you can request whatever you really want here. Like I can get Son here to make that run and I can ask for that through ball. Might be just offside here. But you can use the player lock feature to build up as well. But typically speaking, the best way, just do simple 1-2s. Even when you're under pressure. You see, everyone always says, how do you have so much time on the ball? But you see, I don't. If I lose the ball there, I will concede. The thing is, I'm just quick at breaking the first initial press. That's the most difficult thing. So I always say the goalkeeper is also the third man. So if you're struggling like this, as you can see, look, every single player is man for man. See that? I've only got that many options. Let's assuming I want to put a situation that many people will find themselves in. As long as you can find that gap, like here, and if you're not too sure, just go back to the goalkeeper and move. If you can move away from the players, then you're going to have one. It's very risky, but if you move away, you can see, for example, like here, I'm able to then manipulate the ball, and you can use the L1 trigger, like so I'm asking that player to leave that player. That pushes that player away. And if you really are struggling, you can use the directed run. So you can see the directed runs, I'm using it, or I'm trying to use it rather, like here. And you can use it to push those players away and you can break into those spaces. So do you see how I'm saying, Son, you go down, and I'm making space for my, well, try to make space. Actually brought someone towards me, but you can see like here, you can just mix it up. So let's say you're in these situations and you're not too sure. Like here, you can use directed runs to, like here with Son using directed runs. So directed runs are very good for moving players in these very particular angles that you may find yourself, typically speaking, that you're struggling with. Again, the formation really comes in check. I would say a 4-2-3-1. One thing you can do as well is slow build-up play. Slow build-up play and balance, not possession. Because possession in the final third is actually not too bad when you're holding the ball outside your opponent's box. But it's better to use balance because sometimes if you have possession, they just make runs in behind. I mean, runs towards you. And the truth is, the average player, they keep. I know the thing I hear all the time is, "Oh no, I'm doing L1 triggers. I'm doing it. But you're not doing it enough." And when I'm playing properly, I'm always doing L1 triggers. Of course, when I'm teaching, it's a bit different. I try to keep it simple, make it very intended what I try doing. But when I'm playing normally, I will typically spam the L1 button to make everyone make runs. So I'll explain to you what I mean. Once I win the ball back from this corner, I'll give you a bit of an example. Move the goalkeeper like so. But like here, I'm spamming it. See, I'm telling every single player. Look at it. I'm still using my normal play, but I'm telling everyone to make runs there, and that is out of everyone to pass the ball to. But see, like here, pressing L1, I was telling everyone to make runs. See, look, L1. So I'm saying run. So I'm always pressing the L1 button. I'm never letting AI do stuff for me because AI doesn't do enough. So I press the L1 button more than 90 times in a game. If you average it out, it's more than a minute. Like here, Press the L1 button. Now, of course, be careful. You don't want to be setting your centre back forward like this, because you lose the ball like here, you're in big trouble. Unless you've got good defending and you can get away with that. That's manual defending. That's a 50-50 slide tackle, manual slide tackle into the player's feet. Same thing you can do is drop the ball here. So you can use it. You can use the directed runs, bring a player close, drop the ball, and that allows you to break through the press as well. So just as the wood in real life, you can break through the press that way as well. But like here, pressing L, I'm saying to everyone, run, doing a 1-2, run. So you see how all those players are making runs. Then when I get the ball here, you see it looks like at the person I'm playing doesn't know what they're doing at all. But really what they're doing is they've got such a high pressure tactic on. It's just all about timing. Now, had this player been a pro player, that is when you'd probably get choked when it's a pro player, because the pro players are exceptionally good. They have their own manual pressing. So like, I'll show you an example. Like, ignore the circle button, but that's my teammate contain. But for example, if I wanted to press, I could press like this. And you see how I used teammate contain and I was able to bring the player forward to close the gap out. But of course, it's very, very risky. So that's just something just to bear in mind when you are going forward. I'm going to go here for the goal actually this time. Should be a goal. Oh, too much power. Finishing is a bit of a weird one. I'm sure you guys know that already. But like here, let me show you. If I want to press, I can use that run and jockey like that. Close that angle there. Then I can manually move into that area. So you see, up against a better player, when you combine 71 depth with manual pressing, it becomes very effective. So you can see here, like here, I'm just going to play this a bit more passive. I think I can run and get this ball. Yeah, so there's a foul, tactical foul. I'm moving the goalkeeper down off the radar here, sliding here. I'm just getting ready for the Travellas. Like here, I'm just moving the goalkeeper ever so slightly here, blocking on towards goal. Like here, 1-2. You see that? If you're really stuck, that player opposite now. See also, goalkeeper, use the goalkeeper, take a touch, control it, lob the ball to the other side. This is because if you look on the radar, see how the team is naturally committed on this side of the pitch. Can you see on the radar? Have a look on the radar. So it's actually very easy for you to distribute the ball away to the other side if you have the ball on the other side of the pitch. So if you are under pressure, my best advice is just use that. Now, the way I'll do this in combination, that's something that you don't do, and I got away with it because that's Turam. Well, the way you do this is you use hug the sideline. So if you use a 4-2-3-1 formation, 1 second, don't put attack in, 4 backs in, that's not the right idea. But if you look at the radar 1 second, you can see that my play on the right hand side is completely there. You see that? You use a precision lob pass to get the ball directly to the player. But you can see when the ball's on this side, have a look. You see my opponent? Look at my opponent's team. See, he's overloading. So if you go back to the goalkeeper here, the opposite side will always be free. Now, something you can do a bit more on the advanced level as well. It depends on your skill level. But if you've got a good goalkeeper like Edison, you can distribute the ball very accurately with this new precision lob pass system. So you can see the Swanson able to get the ball. Same thing with like normal pass, that you can lob the ball. Not the best of examples there, to be honest, for myself. Forward, yep, there we go. Should have got the ball there, but you know how the game is. Moving the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper should have saved that, but anyway, doesn't matter. We don't need this win anyway. But like moving the ball into these areas is very effective. Even if you're like in trouble, you can always do a lob pass like this, you know, into the area. Like let's say you're in trouble. And bring the ball back here. See, I can't go forward. I'm just going to recycle the ball here. Recycle the ball. Can I go forward? I actually got taken there. It's good intercept from my opponent. I think Lorente should have had that ball though. See that 1-2. See, I'm already deciding what I'm doing before the ball's even arrived to my feet. Around the goalkeeper, and it should be a goal. Remember, fake shot is one of the most simplest things to use inside the game. The key thing is if your opponent, again like here, so like let's say you're not sure, you should just run back. See how I held that line with Van de Ven? I would not advise being aggressive with your CDMs, but if you do, be aggressive initially, and then the last player, you really got to be passive. Gonna make a pass here on the ground. As if you want to see more videos like this, more in-depth videos where I explain everything in detail and show you different examples, you can check out my Patreon series, patreon.com/NeilGuys, links down below in the description as well, if you want to get better. We have the complete series on taking a touch away, when to make a pass, when not to make a pass, handling pressure, the logic behind hug the sidelines, how can it affect you, phases, all that we can go over as well. But this is why what you see my opponent now is now doing just ridiculous amount of pressure. You can see, look, there's literally no stamina in my opponent. You see that? there's no stamina. So this is why you don't want to do this. Like, it's very, like, you don't want to be going through with no stamina. You see how my opponent is basically stuck now. Do players still press when they're under pressure? Yes, they do. With no stamina, you can see they still press, but it's not the same level. But again, here, look, see, like, I'm sending that player backwards. See, like, I'm sending that defender backwards as well. So on the advanced level, like, you can see, look, if you really are good at moving the players, you can do things in advanced level that you would be surprised. Looks like here, this is what I don't really play this way, by the way. I generally don't play this way, but this is something that you can do. I like to prefer to keep it simple. It's not really about this, but that's just an example. Hope you enjoy that build up play. If you want to get better at FIFA, of course, you know my Patreon series, patreon.com/NoGuy, links down below in the description, or you can click on the left hand side of the screen right now. Thanks for watching, take it easy, and I'll catch you next time.